Well, as you can tell, I am recording this video in the dark hours of the evening. And the reason for that I will get to in a moment. But this week we celebrate Easter. And during worship I explained how the Gospel of Mark apparently originally ended rather abruptly with the 8th verse of chapter 16, with the women fleeing from the tomb in terror and amazement. What I think is great about that is that it leaves the story rather open-ended. Mark's readers, us included, don't really know what is going to happen next. The risen Christ seems to be alive and out and about, but we don't know exactly where. The story clearly isn't finished. It is still unfolding, and there is now room in the story for us. The story continues to unfold in our lives, in our church, in our community, even now. It is very exciting to think about, but like those women at the tomb, it should probably also fill us with no small amount of terror and amazement, at least no small amount of nervousness. For this risen Christ we believe in is not settled and comfortable, but is very much on the move. And Easter is very much about new things, new life, new hope, new possibilities, new ways. And moving into new things can and perhaps should make us a bit uncomfortable, especially if we are not too keen on changing, or trying new things, or opening ourselves to the role that Christ may be asking each of us to play too. And there it is. It is as if we are about to begin a whole new chapter in this book, this ongoing story about God's life-giving and life-changing work in Christ. And as we open to that first page of this new chapter, we are not sure what it will bring. So this reminds me of something we used to do in seminary, in which many churches do. It's called the Great Vigil of Easter, and dates far back in the church's history. But Christians gather in the darkness of Saturday night, and the first part of the vigil is called the Service of Light. Normally, these brothers and sisters in Christ will gather around a fire or even a candle, remembering the darkness of Friday, and yet celebrating how the light of the resurrected Christ will break out. Often the story of the Exodus is also read as God appeared in a pillar of fire to lead the people out of the darkness of captivity in Egypt. But then the vigil moves on to a whole series of readings about creation and Noah and the flood, Abraham and Sarah, the Exodus, and then through the prophets. At this point, those gathered are called to remember their baptism, before the story of the resurrection is also read and the Lord's Supper is celebrated. But the whole service, gathered around a flickering source of light in the night, has the feeling of expectation. And at this point, it is just a small band gathered together, lifting up hope in the darkness. And at this point, the new day has not yet begun. We can only expect what is about to happen and how the new day will unfold. So my hope is that this Easter, you too will grow to carry that sense of expectation with you. The story is unfolding in our life together at Northwest. And the risen Christ is among us and is also on the move. And new things will be happening. Like those gathered in the vigil, we must wait at times, but only for a time. And perhaps we are a little nervous, for we do not know exactly what this new day ahead will bring. But we look forward to it expectantly, and we can trust or squirm a bit that Christ will also have a role for each of us to play. And I also hope that you experience something of the same in your own life, and that this whole Easter, the season of Easter really, from now until Pentecost in a few weeks, will be a time that you too grow in expectation and hope in whatever place you face some of the darkness or uncertainty, whatever that may be for you. So friends, grace and peace to you this first week of Easter.